All right, guys, I'm going to make a video of my work for this Overkill free response, and I'm also going to probably post pictures of my answers. Sometimes the answers don't give the explanation justice, so we shall see. Number one, a of x. Sorry, I already started the video, was rudely interrupted by one of my children, and so I'm starting over. Didn't want to erase. So, a of x is two functions that are multiplied together, so I need the product rule. I need the first function times the derivative of the second, plus the second function times the derivative of the first. Now the first has 4x plugged into f of x, so the derivative of the f is f prime, keep the inside the same, times the derivative of the inside, chain rule. So now to find a prime of 1, I plug in a 1, so I'm going to need f of 4 times g prime of 1 plus g of 1 times f prime of 4 times 4. F of 4 is 5. F of 4, where they meet in this table, is 5. G prime of 1, G prime of 1 will be 4. G of 1 is 1. And F prime of 4 is 3. So we end up with a solution of, oh, I think I lied. This should be a 4. Sorry about that. I said 4, wrote a 1. 20 plus 48 equals 68. Now know that you could stop your answer here or here. I went all the way so we have an easier time comparing our answers, but on the AP test, if you need to save time, you can stop at this. This is equals 68, so no need to simplify. B, if you notice, is a quotient, so I'm going to have to do the quotient rule. So low D high minus high D low, draw the line, square the low. Now I have to plug in my 1, so I get 3 times 1 times f prime of 1 minus f of 1 times 3 all over, when you plug a 1 into 9x squared, you get a 9. So we get 3 times 1, f prime of 1 is negative 2, minus f of 1, and technically we could stop here. If you simplify that, you get, or should get, negative 3 halves. If you have any problem with any of my answers, let me know, because I emailed the guy who made this for his key, and he's not sent it yet, so we will see what happens. On 3, c prime of x, we need the product rule again. So we get the first times the derivative of the second, which will be g prime of x over 2, and the derivative of x over 2 is 1/2, plus the second times h double prime of x. So now I want to find it of 4. All these have to become 4. So we need h prime of 4, g prime of 2, because 4 divided by 2 is 2, times 1/2, plus g of 2 times h double prime of 4. So if we look at this, h prime of 4, scroll back up here, means the slope of this thing at 4, and if you look, it's going down 1 over 2. So down 1 over 2 means that the slope is negative 1/2. G prime of 2 is 3 times that 1/2. G of 2 is 3/2. H double prime of 4, if you notice here, is the second derivative. Oh, I lied. Let's fix this. H prime of 4 is not negative 1/2. This is h prime, so at 4, this point is 4, negative 1, so this is just a negative 1. The slope of this line will be h double prime. Here's where the negative 1/2 goes, in for h double prime of 4. If you simplify this, you should get negative 2.25. Again, if you disagree with any of my answers, please let me know. Obviously, if you're pretty sure that you're right, not if you just don't like that your work doesn't match what's on my paper, because I'm trying to be careful. So, d prime of x, in this one we've got a cube, and then we have a g, and then we have a 2x. So we're going to have to do chain rule multiple times. So we've got 3 times g of 2x. Derivative of g is g prime of 2x, and then times the derivative of 2x, which is 2. So now to find d prime of 1, we need 3 times g of 2 times g prime of 2 times 2. So 3, g of 2 is 3/2. G prime of 2 is 3 times 2. Oh, just a second, that should be squared. 3. Something cubed becomes 3 times something squared. Sorry about that. And this simplifies to 81/2 or 40.5. Number 5, I'm going to keep this part handy because we're probably going to need it, but number 5 is e of x, and they want e prime of 0. Well, e prime of x is 2 times g prime of x minus 3 times f prime of x. The constants right along. Derive the functions. So e prime of 0 is 2 times g prime of 0 minus 3 times f prime of 0. So g prime of 0 is 2, because g prime and 0 meet at the 2. F prime of 0 is 5. So we get, negative 2 for g prime. No, it's positive 2. Yep. F prime of 0, g prime of 2, so we get negative 11. Number 6, quotient rule. Low, no h, d high minus high, d low, draw the line, square the low. So k prime of 1 equal g of 1 times f prime of 1 minus f of 1, g prime of 1 all over g of 1 squared. So g of 1, maybe I can see this all at once. Here we go. G of 1 is 1. F prime of 1 is negative 2. F of 1 is 5/2. G prime of 1 is 4. G of 1 is 1 all over 1 squared, so this ends up equaling negative 12. But again, as long as it's legible and neat, this portion would work as your answer on the AP test. You do have to evaluate the G primes and G's and F primes, but you do not have to simplify. Let's see, how many minutes are we at? 9:35. I think I'm going to stop for here, and we will pick up on the next video.